With comic book and superhero film and TV shows being all the rage right now, there is no knowing where this genre is going. Welcome to Why Logan and Legion are game changers for superheroes on screen. I'm Rihanna, and this is a video essay. With Marvel and DC bringing out multiple stories this year, whether they're on the big or small screen, you'd think that the studios would have run out of ideas by now. Audiences have seen the rise of this genre ever since X-Men came out in 2000, paving the way for all the other superheroes to come. After 17 years, how is this genre still popular, and how is it keeping itself fresh and exciting? While Marvel hires Indian horror directors for a new flair for their blockbusters, such as Taika Waititi and James Gunn, DC start an entire new extended universe with the new Batman. Marvel TV conquers Netflix, DC TV conquers the CW. But while everyone has their cinematic universes, we forget about where all this hype started. The X-Men. 2016's Deadpool brought the Merc with the Mouth alive with its R rating and pleased fans, but that was only the beginning. 2017 sees a new twist on the genre that has become very repetitive. We may still have the typical good versus evil tale, but filmmakers and TV showrunners have learned a thing or two about story and character. Now let's talk about 2017's Logan. I was incredibly surprised by this film. I've never been the biggest Wolverine fan. Hugh Jackman is great and iconic, don't get me wrong. I was just more of a Magneto kind of girl. I never saw the two previous Wolverine standalone films, and I heard they weren't that great, so I guess I didn't miss much. But something about Logan intrigued me. First of all, the title, Logan. This isn't really about Wolverine anymore, or the X-Men really. It's about Logan, a human being. Based off the Old Man Logan comics, the film takes place in 2029, where no new mutants have been born in the last 15 years, and mutants are now on the brink of extinction. Everyone that Logan and Professor X ever cared about are now gone. When an 11-year-old girl named Laura is put under their protection, there is hope for mutant kind. Logan adds a complex story to an otherwise standard plot. Think Children of Men with mutants. All along the X-Men films have been about humans versus mutants. And here it's a little bit different. Humans now have the technology to create their own mutants as weapons to use for their own benefit, breeding children to kill. Now that mutants are seen as valuable and destructive, it flips the cliche around. We finally have a plot that is more than just a versus story that faces up to the long history of the X-Men. With the presence of superheroes on screen being all the rage right now, everyone knows about them. Logan doesn't need the Wolverine title to explain who this iconic character is. This is why the world building in Logan totally works. The film wastes little time explaining the universe where mutants were once powerful because it knows its audience. Director James Mangold knows that we know what is going on, and it gives him the freedom to world build. Set in a future where nothing is too unbelievable, but it's enough to make us feel like we're in a different time. It doesn't go full Blade Runner, but it doesn't go full dystopian wasteland either. It's a nice balance in the middle. The most important part of the world building in Logan is that we still feel like we're in the same world we are living in now. The X-Men films have always been set in our time and in our world against the events of the 80s and the Cuban Missile Crisis, especially in the prequel films. I've never felt quite so much in our real world in a superhero film as I have in Logan. When do you ever see such mundane things like a girl riding a pony at a gas station or a man escorting a hen party around Texas in a limo in a superhero film? The answer is never. Logan is a game changer in the sense that it's realistic. There is no Infinity Stones or witches or metahumans with shark heads. It's not a fantasy anymore. The X-Men films have always done a great job of putting themselves in the real world, and Logan nails it. Logan's connection with Laura is one we never asked for or expected, putting his character into a position we have never seen him in before. Their relationship adds emotion to a gritty and violent film. The consequences here are real and it shows. At the start of the film, Logan only cares about himself and Charles, but Laura changes that. Laura changes everything. Laura's innocence reminds Logan of what life could have been like for him. And he starts to care about whether or not she kills, because he doesn't want the same life for her that he had. All this time, Logan has been known as the vicious Wolverine, the killing machine, and not just a man. Now he is a man trying to leave his life behind and live in peace away from the world. Laura and Logan's relationship builds the audience up to an emotional farewell to Hugh Jackman's Logan. Daphne Keene's mostly silent performance and refusal to open up gives the film a sense of distance. They don't automatically get on. They both really don't want to be in each other's company, but when they know the consequences, human behaviour interferes. James Mangold wants this to be a humane film in the comic book genre, where life and death are real, mutants aren't immortal, and the illnesses of Charles and Logan are human conditions that their mutations can't fight. The X-Men films have always produced the most real characters, and here we finally see mutants and superheroes as vulnerable humans. While on-screen superheroes are extraordinary humans, not all of them have humane, emotive stories. Logan has changed that, and I look forward to having my heart broken by many superhero films in the future. Over on the small screen, we have Legion. While I don't have much to say about it, only being 5 episodes in, it's still worth mentioning. Legion is my new television obsession, and I'll tell you why. Legion takes a different approach to the origins of the superhero. The first episode takes place in a mental hospital where patient David Haller is kept, believing to have schizophrenia from a young age. We see him hallucinating and revealing his troubled past to the doctors and patients of the hospital. Now, we've never seen a superhero or mutant put into a space like this. Sure, mutants parallel being different, but never to this level. A different level, a different style, and a different character. Legion is one of the most ambiguous TV shows I've seen in a while. What time period are we in? The clothes are retro, the technology is futuristic. Are we in David's memory? Is he showing us the truth? Nothing about this show is consistent, and that is why it works. Our main character is an unreliable narrator, a previous mental patient. Nothing David says or does can be taken as the final word. When a show is as ambiguous as this, the risks are pretty high. The pilot episode of Legion was one of the most riskiest and strong pilots of a TV show I've seen in a long time. It's so sure of itself that it doesn't dumb itself down for its audience. Legion is taking risks with its plot, characters, visuals, and psychological themes. Does it associate itself with X-Men? No, not really. It's a television show involving mutants, but it wants to stand on its own. For now, there are no plans for crossover episodes with other Marvel properties and doesn't need to fall back on its X-Men history. Maybe in future episodes we will see more of David's childhood, but for now it has its own story. Superheroes on the small screen are so common, we can finally take a different approach to them, and this is it. While every other superhero TV show has its very repetitive setup and plot, Legion is out there doing its own thing, and it's paying off so far because I am hooked. Legion is so ambiguous that you never know what's going to happen next. It's dark, it's creepy, it's cool, it's new, it's fresh, and it's setting the bar high for TV shows with superheroes in 2017, very, very high. Both Logan and Legion are loosely based off of their comics, and since they've distanced themselves from their source material, it's totally paid off. It's made some great television and a great film. This TV show and this film have now paved the way for different origins of superheroes, showing we can be emotive and psychotic and tell different stories and take risks while they still pay off. The rest of the comic book content in 2017 is going to have to bring their A game for me to forget how much I love Legion and Logan and how much they're going to influence the future of this genre. Thank you guys so much for watching my first ever video essay. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you have any other suggestions of video essays you want me to do, leave them down below in the comments and give me your thoughts on the video. All my social media links are down below in the description if you want to come follow me. I'm at Rihanna on everything. And thank you guys so much for watching again. I will see you very soon. Bye!